The Wooden Railway Adventures of Thomas the Tank Engine, Episode 46, Splinter's Sharp Splinter. Special thanks to Cody Fell 1 for suggesting this episode's title. Splinter was on his way back to Misty Island after making a delivery to the docks. He met Lady at a junction. "Hello, Lady. Are you getting ready to head back to Shiny Time?" "Yes," said Lady. "I've overstayed my welcome long enough. I was staying over longer because Bowler needed to be found before I could head back to Shiny Time, but now that he's back on the other railway, I can finally leave. Goodbye, Splinter," and Lady puffed towards the magic buffers. As soon as Lady had left, Splinter puffed away back to work. Meanwhile, at Wellsworth, the Diesels were arguing. "It is about time Sir Topham Hatt came to his senses and got rid of some of his useless engines." "Gee, Diesel, I never thought you had the courage to talk that way about yourself." "Well, are you saying that I'm useless?" "Well, you've been doing nothing but sitting here and arguing for the last hour." "If it's two engines Sir Topham Hatt should really get rid of, it should be those local locker twins that work on Misty Island." "You mean Bash and Dash? What's wrong with them?" "What isn't wrong with them? They are reckless, rambunctious, and ridiculous, and the way they finish each other's sentences drives us nuts." "I will agree with you. Bash and Dash may be a bit rambunctious, but there's no real harm in them, even though they can be, maddening at times." "Yes, thank you, Boko." Just then, Ferdinand puffed up. "Hello all. I hope I'm not interrupting on anything, but I'm afraid I've arrived with some unfortunate news." Bash and Dash were messing around at the logging station on Misty Island, and well, Splinter's had a terrible accident. "This is so silly, but who cares? It's time we had some fun while Splinter's gone." "What Splinter doesn't know won't hurt him." Bash and Dash backed up and uncoupled their log cars and got ready to bump them towards the crossing. Bash and Dash were so busy daydreaming and thinking about how much fun they were going to have that neither of them noticed Splinter had returned and was going over the crossing. Then they both charged and bumped their log cars towards the crossing. The log cars sandwiched the oil tanker at the back of Splinter's train, and it exploded. The explosion sent Splinter and his train flying forward, and they tumbled off the edge of the bridge. "Oh, oh, 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 oh. Oh, ho, ho. He's been sent to the works, but he's going to be there for quite some time. I just wanted to let you guys know. I know most of you don't really care that much, but well, still. I guess I'll just let you guys go back to your conversation now." And Ferdinand puffed away back down the track. "Well, so much for no harm in them. Say that loud and clear, Spancan." "Face it, you two. Bash and Dash are nothing but trouble. It'll only be a matter of time before they end up in the scrap heap, and slowly but surely, one by one, the rest of the steam engines will—" "Don't even finish," said Boko, and he rushed forward and smashed Airy into the back of the shed. Spankin was beginning to grow uncomfortable, and he decided to leave to pull his next train. "Remember this, Spankin. Trust will lead to rust." "Pardon me?" "It means don't trust steam engines. The more you trust them, the more they'll take advantage of you, and soon, before you know it, you'll be rusting away in a scrapyard." "The way I see it, that should be the other way around, where steam engines should not trust diesel engines, otherwise the diesels will leave them in a scrapyard to rust." "It works either way." I'm going back to work now. Remember, trust will lead to rust. Spankin, if you could just do a small favor for us, we would really appreciate it. And what would that be? Knowing Sir Topham Hatt, he would probably get a new engine to take Splinter's place until he's repaired. Tell Sir Topham Hatt to send a steam engine he already has to work on Misty Island. Then tell him that we diesels will fill that engine's place and do his work as well as our own until Splinter is repaired. And why should I do that? Because it'll prove that we diesels can handle hard work. It'll prove that we're really useful. It will prove that we're not disgraceful, disgusting, and despicable. Fine. I'll help you with this just this once. But if I find out that this is one of your attempts to get Sir Topham Hatt to change his mind and get rid of steam engines, then you diesels are gonna feel a pain greater than fish in a steam engine's boiler. Which steam engine would you want me to tell Sir Topham Hatt to have fill in for Splinter? Pick Stanley. Stanley it is. Hello there, Stanley. Can I help you with something? Oh, I'm just here to see Splinter. He's in the back. If I were you, I would try not to stick around too long. He needs some privacy. Hey, Splinter. Are you feeling okay? Well, aside from being a tad singed from the explosion, dented and scratched from tumbling down the hill and hitting all those trees, and from getting a splinter, which could explain the eye patch, I guess I'll pull through. I'm terribly sorry about what happened to you. Sir Topham Hatt is going to deal with Bash and Dash, let me assure you. If that chubby controller actually had a brain, he'd use it and send those two miserable loggers off to the scrapyard. Splinter, shame on you. You know better than to talk that way about Bash, Dash, and even Sir Topham Hatt. And it's not like you to talk that way. I'm sorry, Stanley. I'm just a little steamed about the accident. Yes, I understand. Sir Topham Hatt has asked me to take your place on Misty Island. Oh really? Well then, who will take your place? He said the diesels would do my work as well as their own. Oh really? That I wish I could see with both my eyes. They're bound to get into trouble if they try to overwork themselves. I appreciate you coming all this way to see me, Stanley. Be sure to come back often and give me updates about what's going on Misty Island. I will certainly do that. Goodbye, Splinter. Goodbye, Stanley. Work hard on Misty Island for me. I certainly will. Sorry, boss.